Now these are Corsa's sport mufflers here, which in pair with the double H pipe is going to make this system an extreme system. Because this here is about to get rowdy. What's going on, Team Lethal fans? Joe here with Lethal Performance, and today I'm going to be showing you the all-new Corsa Performance exhaust systems for the 2024 Mustang GT. More specifically, one that's going to be going shortly on our car. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get the exhaust system, bring it on in here, and show you guys what we're working with. And here it is, guys, the all-new Corsa Performance Cat-back Exhaust system. But wait, there's something missing here. This ain't enough pieces, am I right? Well, if you guys don't remember already, there is actually a Corsa double H pipe installed on our Mustang GT right now. With the addition of this axle back here, is going to make a full catback exhaust system. Now these are Corsa's sport mufflers here, which in pair with the double H pipe is going to make this system an extreme system, which of course, as many of you guys know, is one of the loudest, arguably best sounding exhaust systems that you can get for the Mustang. Now in pair with the Cook's headers that we already have on the car, and of course the Whipple-Supercharger, this thing is going to be loud, but I think it's going to sound pretty darn good. Now Corsa Performance sets up their exhaust system super nicely, where in the situation that you do end up buying one of their double H or their double Helix X pipe, that you can go ahead and just buy the axle back portion to make that a full catback exhaust system in the future if you feel as though that you want to go that route instead of just a resonator to lead. Now Corsa did rework these exhaust systems for the 2024 and up Mustangs because they saw some slight changes, so they had to readjust a little bit to make sure that their exhaust fits completely perfect without any sort of issue. Now they've also modified a couple other things in their systems that differ from the regular 2023 and below S550 systems, so let's go ahead and dive into a little bit more of what I mean by that in detail. Now first thing I noticed which changed up with the exhaust systems is going to be how they have the valves mounted here. Now of course they have it mounted on one of the rear tips here, however I do gotta say also that the welds are beautiful on this, but they have it flanged instead of basically a slip-on muffler, which I find to be a real interesting detail there, and it definitely shows that it's quite a high quality piece here. It also comes with the appropriate clamps to make sure that it's clamped down correctly onto the muffler, and I'm sure that this is going to ensure that there's no leakage back here when these valves are closed, which obviously is a critical detail when you want a valved exhaust system. Now staying on topic of tips here, Corsa Performance has two different styles of tips as well as two different finishes that you can get the tips in. As you can see here, we have their slash cut 4-inch tips here in their black PVD finish. However, you can also get the tips in a straight cut style, which is going to be that same dual walled 4-inch tip. However, they tend to stick out a little bit more, and they are of course still fully adjustable, but they are a couple different ways that you can modify the car depending on what your feel and your style is, which is something that you didn't get on the previous years of Mustang exhaust systems. So that's a cool feature that Corsa has also added onto these exhaust systems and reworked a little bit. Now on a stock vehicle with the active exhaust tips open, these here will see about a 5 decibel increase over the stock system, but you're gonna get over a 25% increase in flow, which of course, more flow equals more power. Now this in combination with the H pipe, you're gonna see an 8 decibel increase in sound, as well as even more flow, which even equals more performance. Now, it depends on which pipe you go with, if you go with an H pipe or an X pipe, as far as the sound you get out of it. The H tends to give a little bit of a deeper rumble to it, that muscle car sound that a lot of guys generally look for. Or you can go with their double Helix X pipe, which is going to give you a little bit more of a raspy tone, but a sharp, crisper note. Now to bring everything together here for the Corsa Performance exhaust systems for the 2024 Mustang GT, you have it available with Corsa's double Helix X pipe or with our double HH pipe here at Lethal Performance. You also have a full 3-inch exhaust system here from the cats all the way back to the tailpipe. The systems are available in both a valve configuration as well as a non-valve configuration for those who have the single tip cars or the dual tip cars. Of course, regardless of what exhaust system you get, all of them come included with Corsa's no drone RSC technology that is used and engineered with the mufflers themselves. You have two different tip styles, whether it be the slash cut or the straight cut tips, as well as you have two different tip colors, which makes for a possibility possibility of 4 different combinations. And everything is included in the kit to install it on your car, whether you have just a stock car at the moment or you already have a Resonator Delete from Corsa Performance installed on there already. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this exhaust system on our car so we can show you what it sounds like, especially with those Cook's headers and the Whipple-Supercharger.
What's up, Team Lethal fans? Mustang King in the house. We're down at RSA Race Solutions in Boynton Beach, Florida, and today we're going to be installing the all-new Corsa Performance Sport Valve Axleback on our 2024 Mustang GT. Now, this car, as you know, already has the double HH pipe on it, which is going to make it the Xtreme Valve Catback system. That's the only difference between having the Axleback, which is considered the sport valve setup. Once you put either the XX or the double HH pipe paired with these Axlebacks on there, it becomes the Xtreme Valve system. Our car already has the Cook's custom headers on there with a double HH pipe as well as the factory valve mufflers, so it's time to install the all-new quad-tip sport valve Axleback from Corsa, and hear how it sounds. Shane is removing that little under tray here. Not nearly as large as the one that we have on our Dark Horse, but is a slight little under tray, so we're gonna get that out of the way so we have access to the hangers which hold that Axleback in place. All right, so Shane is removing the harness for the wiring that goes to the active exhaust valves. Get them out of the way. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There we go. Good job, Shane. So as you guys can see, we already have the Corsa double H pipe on here, and we're installing the Axleback, which is going to bolt directly to the H pipe. Now, for customers that are installing the Axleback on your factory setup, what you're going to have to do is make a few measurements and a few cuts. On the driver's side, just behind the resonator at the flange area, you're going to measure 19 3/4 inches from that flange back and make your cut. On the passenger side pipe, you're going to go from that flange just behind the resonator and go 20 inches back and make that cut. So that's going to allow the Corsa Axleback to connect to your factory piping with the adapters that Corsa provides with the Axleback system. Moving the hangers over from the factory setup to the Corsa with a little lube. Got those rear hangers going on to the Corsa mufflers now. So you guys out there with S550s who ask, will the Axleback systems from the 18 to 23 fit on a 24? And the answer is no, and the reason being is that the valves on the 18 to 23 active systems will not fit properly on the 24, so the valves won't work properly. And that's why Corsa redesigned it specific for the 2024, as well as some different changes in the piping to make for a better fit. And then again, using the supply bolts that Corsa puts in the system to mount that motor back onto the active tip. Done this a few times, I assume?
Too many times to count.
Driver side Axleback going back in. Nice and easy, man. Shane over at RSA did an amazing job installing the all-new quad-tip active Axleback setup on our 2024 GT, which makes it their Xtreme Cat-back setup. It sounds amazing. Let's go out, hear how it sounds, get some clips for you guys. Woo! So we're inside the 24 Mustang GT with the all-new Corsa Performance Sport Valve Axleback with the double HH pipe, which makes it their extreme valve setup. We're in quiet mode right now. It's amazing how much this exhaust changes with the flip of a switch. The active setup is real nice. We've got the quad tip on there, so it's pretty tame. So for you guys who live in a neighborhood with neighbors who don't like loud stuff, you probably want to roll in with quiet mode. Don't want the HOA sending you letters, right? Once you change it to normal mode and then all the way up to track mode, it just gets nastier and nastier. Sounds exactly how a Mustang should with a Corsa Performance exhaust on it. So let's go. Let's flip that switch, put it in normal mode, like instantly. Sounds so good. Nice. All right, let's throw it in a sport mode. Opens up those valves a little more.
Notice a difference there.
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely audible difference there.
All right, let's go to track mode, which I believe opens up that valve just a tad more. And I did notice while driving this, I believe in normal mode, right, Joe? We were coming back from RSA yesterday when we filmed the install. There wasn't any drone on the highway, right? We were going, what, 70 miles an hour or something like that?
Yeah.
And no drone. Somehow, they make this aggressive sounding exhaust not have drone to it, which is sick. And this thing has headers on it. Such a great sound. And there you have it, guys. The all-new Corsa Performance Catback Exhaust system for the 2024 Mustang GT installed, and it sounds sick. Big shout out to Corsa Performance for sending the kit down, as well as RSA Race Solutions for installing the system on our car. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Really, this is an amazing system. You guys are gonna love it on your own Mustang. Don't forget, all month of February, Corsa is doing a $400 rebate on systems, including the one that's on this vehicle. So any questions you have about any of Corsa Performance products, feel free to reach out to us at 561-753-8105. I'm the Mustang King, and I'm out of here.